Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Chris here with you today with a deck tech for standard, which is blue white mill. So the idea of this deck is we're going to try and mill our opponents as much as possible, as quickly as possible. We're going to have got plenty of removal and everything within the deck. The idea is we're going to get Psychic Corrosion out, and then we're going to draw as many cards as possible. We're also going to use Frame Sanity to keep the deck going and get it done as quickly as possible. We have got sort of white to back us up, so we're going to use a lot of white to actually for card removal and everything, or just to sort of get rid of anything that might hamper our progress. So within the deck, the only creatures we run, which is Torrential Gearhulk. The reason for that is we're going to use it mainly for the instant speed, so that fact is we can use Disallows or Essence Scatters or Settle the Wreckages in it, just to sort of get rid of any annoying triggers within that our enemies may pull off. Although it's a late game card, it's still very powerful. I run two of these. Again, because it's high mana, it's not essential deck, but it's still handy to have. And then the fact is we can use it as an aggressor as well within the deck. For sort of like removal, we've got Settled Wreckage, which stops a lot of the creatures and just completely removes all attacking creatures. Good way of getting rid of hexproof as well. We're using 3 of these and then 1 in the sideboard, which will cover the sideboard a bit later. We're also running 2 Fumigates. This is good for getting rid of mass removal, but also gain us a bit of life within the deck, which is very, very handy. For sort of like enchantment removals, we're using 3 Silverways. Reason being is this nice little cheat spells to get rid of any annoying sort of creatures that they may kick out. We've also got 3 cast outs as well. Again, this can be used like for planeswalkers. This is a good utility spell, and the fact is it has flash as well is very, very handy. So sort of like for denial spells wise, we're going to use 2 Essence Scatters just to get rid of any creatures spells, and then we're going to use 4 Disallows. Disallowed is just a very, very nice creature spell, not instant spell, sorry. The fact is we can stop an ability with it, or spell is very, very handy within the deck. So for sort of like card draw, we've got Hieroglyphic Illumination. We're running 3 of these, which we can draw 2 cards, or we can cycle it for blue and just get a card. Very handy, but we can also cycle it and just get some cards within it. Again, cycling is going to become a good, useful thing within this feature. We've got Pull from Tomorrow, which is going to be one of our finishers within with Psychic Corrosion. The fact is, if we say we have 2 Psychic Corrosions out, and we tap to draw 5 cards, the fact is they're milling for 20 cards with 2 Psychic Corrosions out, which is absolutely insane. Reason I'm running 3 of these is I could run 4, but I'd rather wanting to take 1 out and run a Fumigate just for extra removal within the deck. We're also running 2 Search for Arcana, so good for getting rid of any unwanted card draws, but the fact is we can use the flip version as well, just to dig deep and get anything we need within the deck. So sort of for our main pieces, we've got Psychic Corrosion, which is whenever you draw a card, each opponent puts the top 2 cards of their library into the graveyard. So we're running 4 of these. These are the sort of key essentials, but we've also got 2 Frame Sanities as backups. So the Frame Sanity is basically, if they put 5 cards within their graveyard from anywhere this turn, so say it's your turn, then they put another 5 in as well. So the fact is, if you combo this off with Pull from Tomorrow and Psychic Corrosion, you can do double the triggers, which is a big plus. Planeswalkers, I'm running Teferi. Again, we can use this as a Psychic Corrosion trigger, but we can also put any non-land permanent back into their decks, buy us a little bit of turn, and then if they do it, we can then use a Disallow or Essence Scatter to remove them from the deck, which is very handy. Running 3 of these, was debating to run 4, but I think 3 is enough really because of the legendary status of him. So that is it. For the lands, I'm running 4 Glacial Fortresses, which enters enters tapped unless you control an island or plains, which is very, very handy. I'm running 4 irrigated farmlands. Again, this is another nice little cycle card. We can pay 2 to cycle it, again cause another psychic corrosion trigger. And then I'm running 9 islands and 7 plains. So for the sideboard, I'm running 2 authority of the consuls. Again, this is good for rush decks. This allows us to stop any haste creatures, and the fact is when any creature an opponent controls enters battlefield, we gain 1 life, which is a big plus. 2 blink of the eyes. Again, this is just to get rid of any annoying remove, like cast outs and the Ixalan bindings and that. But the fact is we can kick it as well to get some card draws as well. If we're going against black, any black removal decks, we can use 2 Knights of Grace. This is just to get around the black, all the black decks and everything. And the fact is, if they're playing, we can make it into a 3-2 with first strike is a big plus. For sort of like control decks, we've got 2 negates, counter targeting on creature spell, which is very, very handy. For graveyard decks, I'm running 2 remorseful clerics. This is very handy because, say if they're running commit to memories, we can then put this in the main board for the second game, and then as soon as they do it, we can sacrifice it, exile their graveyard, and yet we can refill our library within it with no cost. For key removal, I'm running 2 Ixalan's binding. This is sort of like anything like hidden stockpile net, just to get rid of them and get rid of anything annoying. And then for creatures, I'm running an extra settle to wreckage. So if we're going against a lot of creatures, the extra mash removal from exile is very, very handy. And then finally 2 Lyra Dawnbringers. So she gives us an extra lifelink, first strike flying, 5/5, big yes in my opinion. Only reason she's a sideboard and not mainboard because Torrential Gearhulk's more useful, but obviously when rotation happens, I'm looking at putting Lyra in the mainboard instead, just to compensate it. So basically within the deck, the main combo will be having sort of maybe 1 or 2 psychic corrosions out, get them out as quickly as possible, back it up with a frame sanity, and then using Teferi to just hamper down their library, get them to get rid of their cards, and then use your pull from tomorrow within it to get that final finisher within the deck and get that final win off of them. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you've got any comments about it, please let me know. I do read any of your comments. But apart from that, don't forget to subscribe and like us, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. And from me, I'll catch you later. Bye bye.